One term heard often in the social media world is Black Twitter. It refers to the use of Twitter as a platform to raise race-oriented issues like the recent death in a Texas jail of Sandra Bland. And it's not limited to Twitter or to the United States. Minorities around the world say social media has given them a new, powerful voice. CCTV's Hendrik Sabrandi has insight from the U.S. state of Colorado.
Black Lives Matter. They matter.
Sandra Bland relied heavily on it to get her message out when she was alive.
Get out of the car!
For a failure to signal.
Now social media is consumed with Bland's death in a Texas jail 3 days after her confrontation with police.
This gathering, we shared it on our Facebook page, we shared it on our Twitter feed.
We'll hug children hard.
This past weekend, this medium of choice for many who were upset about alleged police brutality in the U.S. helped fill this rally in Bland's honor in Denver, Colorado.
But we're coming to the point in time where you can't resist the police a little bit. You got to go all the way.
Get out of the car!
Whether with this case or the deaths of African Americans in Greenville, New York, Ferguson, or Baltimore, protesters have a virtual megaphone for their grievances.
Social media has been key in us as Black people claiming that narrative and keeping it at the forefront of the attention of our nation and the world. So it's been completely crucial.
There's a term for it, Black Twitter. It's defined as an online cultural identity that centers on issues of interest to the Black community. People like Kamau Wasset.
The truth is always better to know and to see.
This young college student was a self-described social media hermit until he decided websites like Twitter provide a more unfiltered picture of issues he cares about.
You can see pretty much the whole story, and that has a certain power to it, a certain enraging power.
He hopes that power, amplified in online conversation, will lead to systemic change.
It does put the emotions on the table, and I think that's what's most important.
Tell the story the way we want, with the words we want, the tone we want.
Some, however, think Black Twitter has its limits. They argue Twitter is really a tool of the establishment and not available to everyone.
To some extent, Black Twitter is white Twitter. Right? It's a very presentable image of blackness. It's a creation, right? And that's kind of what blackness has always been. It's a completely political creation.
But Colorado's are the best.
Elizabeth Epps says social media's focus on Sandra Bland's death is fitting, given this video Bland recorded earlier this year.
And she starts it by just saying,
This thing that I'm holding in my hand, this telephone, this camera, it is quite powerful.
I feel like she very much gave us a blueprint of what we were supposed to do if something happened to her.
For this week's revolt,
community activism generated online. It's more common now than ever. Hendrik Sabrandi, CCTV, Denver.